Okay, let's discuss looking at equations of circles with an algebraic approach. Okay, the problem here is asking us to find the equation of the circle with the center at 6, -4, and with radius 3 root 2. So equation form for a circle: x minus h, the quantity squared, plus y minus k, the quantity squared, okay, is equal to the radius squared 3 root 2 squared. That's done. That's well, I mean, is equal to the radius, so we actually put the radius in here. So let's go back and put the hk in. Okay, so it's x minus 6 squared plus y minus a -4, so it's y plus 4, the quantity squared. And this squared, of course, is 3 squared, which is 9, root 2 squared, which is, so that's 18. Okay? That is the equation of the circle, centered at, 6, -4, with the radius equaling the square root of 18. That's it. That's all there is to it. So either, given the center and the radius, you can find the equation, or on the converse, if you got the equation, you should be able to pick out the center and the radius without any big deal. Now let's take let's throw a little twist on this, okay? Because this is called the center radius form of the equation of circle. Now, if I did a little algebra, expand this up, you're not going to be able to easily identify the center and the radius. So let's take a look at that. Let's square x minus 6 squared. So that's going to be x squared minus 12x plus 36. I trust we have no problems with that. Plus this quantity squared is going to be y squared plus 8y plus 16 is equal to 18. Okay, let's collect some terms together. Let's see, we're typically going to write x squared first, then the y squared term, minus 12x. Let's see, we've got plus 8y, and then we've got 36 and 16, which is 52, right? That's 52. Is equal to 18. Now let's just scoot that 52 over there as negative. Okay, x squared plus y squared minus 12x plus 8y. Subtract 52 on 18 is what? Negative 34. Negative 34. Now, algebraically, this is the same circle. But obviously, in this form, there's no way of telling that that this is in fact, a circle at all. But for future reference, it will be a circle. It actually takes this form. It's ax squared plus by squared plus cx plus dy is equal to e. So this is the expanded form for a circle, and in that form, okay, it's by no means easy to identify the center and the radius. So we have to look at developing some tools to deal with that. Okay, so now in fact this expanded form, depending on the values of a and b, can be a circle, an ellipse, hyperbola, okay, parabola. So again, just bookmark that for future reference. Obviously, in this case, it's a circle, provided that these coefficients of x squared and y squared are the same. They don't have to be 1 necessarily, as was the case up here, but and we'll look at a problem when that is the case. Okay, so now let's turn the problem around. Find center and radius of this, x squared plus y squared minus 12x plus 8y, and equals negative 34. Now, you have no idea, okay, what the center and radius is. Well, we know because we started with it, but let's assume that this is a whole brand new problem, okay? So what we have to do is we have to complete the square. Hopefully you'll remember completing the square. You've done it with parabolas in algebra, but now we're completing the square on both x and y. So let's take a look. We just join our x terms together, leave a little space here, plus y squared plus 8y is equal to a negative 34. No, that's not changed. So now let me just change the color of this pen so we can change the color of that pen. Maybe easier said than done. Yeah. Okay. I'll go to red. All right. So why red? Well, because we need to put something in here. We need to put something in here. I guess I should have given myself a little space there. So something's got to go in there. So equal to negative 34. Okay. What goes in there? All right. Well, okay. I'm actually going to bring it down to the next line. X squared minus 12x. The completing the square is half the coefficient of the x term squared. Half of it is 6. Okay. So it's 6 squared. Now, before you go anywhere, you added 36 there, effectively. Add it over here as well. Balance the equation. What you do to one side, you have to do to the other side. Okay? Plus y squared plus 8y. Now, completing the square, half of that, 4 squared, is 16. So we got to add 16 to both sides. Both sides. Don't forget. It is an equation. It says equal. What is done to one side must be done to the other side. Now what do we got over here? We got negative 34 and 36, which is positive 2, and 16. There's our 18. Okay? Over here, this factors, and should be recognized a perfect square trinomial, which factors is x minus 6 quantity squared, plus, okay, again, this is going to factor as a perfect square trinomial, y plus 4, the quantity squared, and there you have it. So you can easily see from here, the center is, okay, the center is 6, comma negative 4. The radius is the square root of 18, which of course is equal to root 9, and root 2, which is 3 root 2. Just what we had when we started out with, okay? So, all right, working with equations of circles, these are going to be the ones you want. They're not going to be the ones you're going to get most of the time, okay? Given the center and the radius, find the equation. That's a piece of cake. Vice versa, given the equation, find the center and radius, piece of cake. Most likely, problems you're going to have to entail are going to be the ones in expanded form, which are going to require you to complete the square in both x and y in order to find the center and the radius. The big thing there, completing the square, half the coefficient of the x term squared, add it to both sides. Add it to both sides. That is, I have to stress that because I don't know how many times I see students make that mistake. Half the coefficient of the y term squared, okay, all right, is 4 squared is 16. Add it to both sides, okay? So there you have it. Working with equations of the circle in either the center radius form or in the expanded form right here, in which the center and radius is in disguise. It's for you to find by method of completing the square. Okay, and that's the end of that video.